The United States and its allies have condemned China over what it calls malicious cyber activity. Now, it blames cyber actors affiliated with the Chinese government for a massive Microsoft Exchange email hack that occurred back in March. Washington has also accused Beijing of criminal extortion, issuing ransom demands to private firms and threatening national security. Simon Marks joins us live now for more on this. Simon, strong accusations there by the United States. What evidence, though, does the White House have?
Well, I think we're going to be seeing a lot of the evidence over the course of the next few hours, Dawn, because 3 representatives of the Ministry for State Security in China are now being charged by the United States, and those indictments, which will contain some of the evidence, had been sealed, are about to be unsealed by the courts here. And that will give us a glimpse into the evidence that the United States, the EU, the UK, Canada, Australia, New Zealand and NATO, joining an action like this for the first time, the NATO alliance, they all suggest that China, in the words of Secretary of State Antony Blinken, has been engaged in destabilizing and irresponsible behavior in cyberspace. This relates not only to the Microsoft email exchange hacking back in March of this year, but the United States alleging that the Chinese have hired private contract hackers to launch ransomware attacks on Western interests. And in at least one of those cases, the United States government says millions of dollars in payments were made to those ransomware hackers. These contract hackers, says the Secretary of State, cost governments and businesses billions of dollars in stolen intellectual property, ransom payments and cybersecurity mitigation efforts, all while the Ministry of State Security in China had those contract hackers on their payroll. So the Secretary of State, the US government and others opening up a big new front now in the challenge between Washington and Beijing.
So the White House not alone in taking this action, Simon. It's got the EU, NATO and others that are planning to join this action against China, as you mentioned. What's the significance of that?
Well, the question is, we don't quite know what action they're all going to join, because US officials briefing reporters here have said that there are no immediate steps being planned by the United States government. The US government, as it's done with Russia, reserves the right to respond at any point and in any way that it sees fit. The Biden administration has previously argued that the US and its Western allies are able to take some actions on cyber that can be seen publicly, and other actions that the public won't know about and won't necessarily be disclosed when they've been taken. But it certainly seems from the statements that have been put out simultaneously here in Washington, in Brussels, in London and elsewhere, that some kind of joint action is being contemplated. But how soon we're going to see that being rolled out is not yet clear.
All right, Simon, thank you very much for that update. Simon Marks there in Washington, D.C.